We're ready?
LAFCo Local Agency Formation Commission for Wednesday, July 18th, 2018 to order. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Sheridan?
Present.
Commissioner Cosgrove?
Here.
Chairman O'Neill?
Here.
Commissioner Horsley?
Here.
Commissioner Slocum?
Here.
Okay, and I believe the other two members excused absences. Okay. Next item is the consent agenda and approval of the action minutes. Any comments?
I would move approval of 2A, B, and C.
I'll second it.
Okay, any comments? No members of the public, so roll call, please. Vote.
Commissioner Sheridan?
Yes.
Commissioner Cosgrove?
Yes.
Chairman O'Neill?
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley?
Yes.
Commissioner Slocum?
Here.
Okay.
Yes.
And that vote passes 5-0. Next item is public comment for items not on the agenda. Is there any members of the public?
We have one member, Cynthia Cornell.
Hello, Commissioners. Thank you for listening to my comments today. I'm Cynthia Cornell, founder of Housing for All Burlingame, and I'm commenting on the Peninsula Healthcare District. Several years ago, I sat down with the CEO and a board member of the district and expressed my concern about the need to provide affordable assisted living care at the Truesdale development. Since that time, I have written several letters to the editor and an op-ed about the need to use the district's public land for the public good and not as investment properties. The Truesdale has been built, and the majority of the public and taxpayers will be barred from care there due to market rate pricing. The most basic unit with a minimum of care will be $6,960 a month. As you may know, planning for the Wellness Center, which is a separate development, is well underway. The district has entered into early contract negotiations with a developer for the medical and research building and a separate developer who's a market rate senior housing developer. The plan is to build 300 senior units, none of which would be affordable to the majority of residents in the district. There is a danger that the district has abused its power by forging ahead with plans to serve only the wealthiest residents in the district. At a recent town hall, claims were made that diversity is an important goal for the housing, but this rang hollow and frankly insulting. Vague promises of a few units with a 10% discount have been given if it pencils out. How has this plan to deny access to middle and low-income seniors come to pass? Our lack of affordable housing is having critical and often fatal consequences for our seniors. The district has shifted its focus to investing for profit over the long term, ignoring the pain and suffering that is happening in the here and now. I'm sorry, my notes are all over the place. This is a community asset that was paid for by 100% of the taxpayers and will serve much less than 1%. I asked LAFCo to take a good, long, hard look at Peninsula Healthcare District to determine for yourselves if it has gone off the rails. Thank you.
Are there any other members of the public that wish to speak? Okay, please step forward.
Thanks. My name is William Nelson. I live in Burlingame. In fact, I live adjacent. I want to also comment on the Peninsula Wellness Community that's being proposed by the Peninsula Healthcare District. I live adjacent to the property that is under consideration. So I was first made aware of the project about a year ago, and I've spent a fair amount of time trying to ascertain how the processes work, how public input is being gathered, and how it's going to be used. I've only gotten very vague and indirect answers to the questions. The city of Burlingame seems to be helping out, but there's still more questions than answers. as a practical matter, very few people in the immediate area know what's going on. I know this myself because I've gone out in the neighborhood to try to drive awareness and get people to go to the meetings. And it seems with the large dollar amounts involved, the Peninsula Healthcare District should be required to do whatever is necessary to make sure that the community is at least informed and provides input. But they give the appearance, and I can give some examples, they give the appearance of operating in secret. The meetings are at times that are hard to attend. It seems to give all the appearance of a special interest special interest profit-making scheme rather than something that's designed to benefit as many people in the community as possible. At some point, the healthcare districts, if you look at the information on the website, it's being sold to the community as a way to solve the problem of housing for old folks. But as Cynthia just said, because these are market rate homes, it just seems pretty unlikely that the residents that are in the community are the ones that will be actually in these units. The goal really seems to be to raise as much revenue as possible from the real estate to maximize the value. And in long story short, it's going to put a very large, very intrusive development in a very, very small a residential community. So it seems like a little bit of a bait and switch, and I am going to stop right there.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other members of the public who wish to speak? Okay, just for reference, during oral communications, we cannot comment on anything because it was not on the agenda. So we hear it, but we can't comment or take any action. So, okay, so I close the public comment. Next item on the agenda is item number 4, LAFCo File 1806, proposed water extension by the City of Redwood City to 752 Hillcrest. Staff report?
Yes, good afternoon. You have a staff report dated July 11th, 2018 for LAFCo File 1806, which is a request by the City of Redwood City on behalf of the property owner to extend water service to new construction on Hillcrest in unincorporated Emerald Lake Hills. On the screen, you see in green the unincorporated Emerald Lake Hills area and the yellow outline of the property that is clearly not adjacent or eligible for annexation to the city. In the past, the Commission has considered these requests and approved them. And most recently, under Government Code Section 56133, the law basically says that the Commission or a city or district can extend sewer or water outside their boundaries with Commission approval in anticipation of annexation. And in the recent considerations, the discussion came up that where is the evidence that there's anticipated annexation in the future? And in working with the city, it's evident now that the city does have annexation agreements that are required for sewer extensions to properties that are not in city boundaries. And LAFCo staff worked with the city made a recommendation that the water extensions also be conditioned upon an annexation agreement. This application, they were given notice of it immediately after the May meeting. The resolution that came to the Commission and application did not include that. It's recommended that the Commission approve this water extension conditioned upon the annexation agreement that the city applies to sewer extensions. And I don't believe the applicant is not present. I can answer any questions you have.
Any questions from the Commission? Okay, no questions. I open the public hearing. Seeing no members of the public wishing to speak, I close the public hearing. And I guess we need a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the proposed water extension by the City of Daly City to
Redwood City.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Daly City for some reason. The City of Redwood City to 752 Hillcrest Way, unincorporated San Mateo County, pursuant to Government Code Section 56133, conditioned upon an executed annexation agreement between the city and the property owner.
Okay, so a vote, please.
Commissioner Sheridan,
Aye.
Commissioner Cosgrove,
Yes.
Chairman O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley,
Yes.
Commissioner Slocum,
Okay. Next is item 5, consideration of authorizing executive officer to execute an engagement letter for R.J. Ricciardi for auditing services.
Yes, very briefly, you have staff report dated July 11th that explains that under the contract that the commission has with the County of San Mateo, the budget is held in the county's budget, and up until this year, it's been held in the general fund, which meant that as a part of the county's audit, the LAFCo budget was audited as well. In this year, for more clarity about the commission's independence from the county, the action was taken to move the budget out of general fund into being a trust fund, and that moves it out of the auditing function that the county has. So it's necessary now to contract with an auditing firm. The firm that is recommended has several LAFCo clients, and I did talk with them, and they were satisfied with the work that was prepared. The amount that's proposed for the audit is $7,700, of which that would become payable in the 1920 fiscal year, because that's when the work starts. And it's requested that you authorize me to sign that engagement letter.
Okay. Any questions from the commission to staff? Any members of the public to wish to speak? You have to go to the microphone, Jim. You have to go to the microphone because it's videotaped.
Is the $7,700 a fixed price, or is it an estimate?
It's a fixed price.
It seems small.
LAFCO has a pretty small budget.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other members of the public? Seeing none, I close public hearing, bring it back to the commission. Is there a motion?
I move that the commission authorize the executive officer to execute the attached engagement letter with R.J. Ricciardi Incorporated.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Vote, please.
Commissioner Sheridan,
Aye.
Commissioner Cosgrove, Chairman O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley,
Yes.
Commissioner Slocum.
Okay, the motion passes 5-0. Next item on the agenda is number 6, legislative report, possible action. Staff?
Yes, you have a report dated July 13th that includes the LAFCo Daily Legislative Report, which is a service provided by LAFCo, where they track all bills that are LAFCO related or could impact LAFCO. And also attached is a letter to the governor that was authorized by the Legislative Committee requesting signature on AB 3254, which is the LAFCO Omnibus Bill, which is a bill that makes technical and kind of clarity corrections to the Cortese-Knox-Hertzberg Act guide or law. I don't have any recommended action on any of the items, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Well, I have one question, actually. I would ask our attorney, and it's on SB 1215, and it has to do with the provision of sewer service to disadvantaged communities. Does that mean that if we had a disadvantaged community, for example, say La Honda, could the state order the county to develop a sewer system? Because I think they have a lot of failing septic systems. And the same thing over in Pescadero. Maybe I should, if you want to take a look at that afterwards and then get back to me.
Yeah, I think that's something I'd have to review the bill more carefully and see what legislative history or where it stands as far as the legislature is concerned. And
Okay, just give you one more bit of information. Is that one time we actually had Pescadero rated, or not rated, but we documented that it was a disadvantaged community. And I forgot exactly. I think the average income had to be under $48,000 a year. So I don't know if that qualifies as a disadvantaged community under this legislation. But Pescadero, we did get that, and one of the reasons I bring that up is that for CSA 11, we did get a grant from the Integrated Regional Water plan, whatever it is, earwimp or whatever. But in any case, we got a grant because it was a disadvantaged unit, a disadvantaged area. So, and I know we have the community there looking at some kind of a wastewater system. I'm just curious if
So
this.
to clarify, your questions are whether the state could order us to provide it, and then what is the definition of disadvantaged community?
Right.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, so no action needed on this item. It was information only, and then the attorney will get back to Supervisor Horsley next meeting.
I could ask about one more piece of legislation. AB 2501, the Drinking Water Consolidation and Extension of Services. Talk to you, but Rebecca, we could talk about that afterwards at another point. Just doesn't have to be today.
Okay, absolutely.
We have a whole bunch of little systems, CSA 11 and CSA 7.
Okay. Do you want to go forward?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so item 6 was just information only. Next item is item number 7, California Associations of Local Agency Formation Commissions, staff report.
Yes, very briefly, you have a short report and the flyer on the LAFCo annual conference, which this year is being held at the Tenaya Lodge in Yosemite, October 3rd through the 5th. LAFCO budgets for one of each type of member to attend the annual conference. Staff makes makes reservations to hold hotel rooms, not knowing who's going to attend. And once we know who's going to attend, LAFCO staff pays the registration through to LAFCO for the attendance, and then assigns hotel rooms to those that are going to be attending, and then there's reimbursement. So if the commission members want to let me know by the early bird deadline of August 14th who would like to attend, that will allow me to make sure there's a spot for everyone.
I would love to come, but I will be on a different vacation, so I can't go.
I will probably go. Yeah.
And no need to say so today, but just by the deadline.
Okay, item B.
Yes. The LAFCo Association is broken down into 4 regions, and San Mateo County is in the coastal region. And there is an election coming up for the board members for LAFCO. And there are 2 spots for the coastal region where the terms are coming up, and one is county member and one is district member. If a member from LAFCO would like to run for election on that board, the commission would need to nominate them, and then there's nomination forms that need to be submitted. The deadline is Tuesday, September 24th, so there would be time at the September meeting if there is a commissioner that would like to be considered for that. And it requires a quarterly meeting either in Southern California or Sacramento with the LAFCO board, and then participation at the conference.
Just be sure I'm reading this correctly. For the coastal region, they're looking either for county member, district member, not a city member.
Correct.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, I have a question. Could you tell me who the current county representative is in the coastal area?
It's from Santa Cruz County, I believe. I should have included that. I don't know that off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay. So when do you guys go for it? Or when are you guys? Okay, next item on the agenda, number C.
And this is another annual activity for LAFCO, which are the Achievement Awards, and you have attached to the staff report the different categories that a commission can nominate, make a nomination, and then there's a selection committee of LAFCO that picks those that they believe merit an award. I have no recommendations for you, but wanted to make this available to you. If the commission wanted to make a nomination, it would need to be at this meeting because of the deadline.
there anybody?
An outstanding individual commissioner or staff?
All of you.
Can we nominate you?
Thank you, but I've received that award before.
Oh,
Okay. You can't
Too
double
bad.
dip? Okay. Is there any?
how about Commissioner Sheridan or something, or, no? Okay, we'll pass.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't been at that thing last year. I almost wonder if Napa or Sonoma LAFCo as a whole, because they, with all the fires up there, they were going to be going through hell.
Yeah.
You know, because there was just so much work up there, and I don't know if that's appropriate or not.
Typically, the nominations are about your own county.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking out loud of what they were going to be going through up there. There's hospital districts, water districts, fire districts, city districts, you know. Okay, so I guess we don't have any nominations or, okay. So the next item on the agenda is the biennial review of the Conflict of Interest Code.
You have a July 12th report that explains that every 2 years there is a requirement that the commission review the positions in their conflict of interest code that are subject to it. And there's a recommendation that you do make an amendment to the designated positions by adding the management analyst position, which is not yet filled, but should be by the end of summer. And so that would, I believe, be action by motion.
Yes.
Okay. So just, I guess, discussion, questions?
Well, do we have to then make an amendment to our conflict of interest code?
Excuse me, to the appendix that lists the designated positions. It's the last page of the staff report. And what's underlined in italic is the position that would be added to it.
Okay.
Okay, so then we need a motion adding the management analyst to this list. Okay. Is there any?
Okay, I'll make that motion to add the management analyst, management analyst to the list of, for the conflict of interest review.
Okay. Do we need a public hearing on this? Open public comment?
Generally, on any action item, you have a public comment, so yes.
So I'd like to open up the public comment period. Seeing no one, I close the public comment period. So we have a motion on the floor in a second. So I guess a vote.
Commissioner Sheridan,
Yes.
Commissioner Cosgrove,
Yes.
Chairman O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley,
Yes.
Commissioner Slocum.
Okay, moving on to item number 9, and that's the appointment of the public member and alternate public member.
Yes, you have the Commission's Public Member Recruitment Committee consisting of Chair O'Neill and Commissioners Horsley and Martin interviewed the applicants. As noted in the staff report, we did significant noticing time for the applications, and we also had assistance from the County of San Mateo in that the notice on the recruitment was posted in the social media sites next door. So we had many applications, and the committee members may want to comment further, but after interviewing everyone, the committee recommended reappointing Ann Draper to the regular public member position and appointing James O'Neill from Redwood City, who's present in the audience, for the alternate public member position.
Okay.
If I make just a quick comment, Mr. James O'Neill, who's passed the list there, Jim O'Neill, actually, he one of the reasons he said that he thought that the audit costs were pretty small was that he actually is a CPA, and he did auditing, and so as a consequence, I assume he charged a lot more money, but I don't think he realized that this is actually a relatively small budget. But in any case, we were really impressed with the fact that he had served on a grand jury, has a pretty good overall view of county government, and we thought he'd be a refreshing addition to LAFCo.
Okay. Any other comments? Okay, I open the public hearing. Seeing
I'll make,
no one, I close.
okay, I'm gonna make a motion to approve James O'Neill as the alternate public member on LAFCo.
Second comment, vote please.
Commissioner Sheridan,
Aye.
Commissioner Cosgrove,
Yes.
Chairman O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley,
Yes?
Commissioner Slocum.
Okay, so that motion passes 5-0.
What about the public member?
Yeah,
The
you have to make
formal-
a motion for the public member now.
It's
Oh,
two
You
people
did
are
a public
appointed.
alternate member.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna make a motion for the, that Ann Draper be reappointed as the regular public member. Again, she is, I think, has proven that she's a great asset to this commission.
Second it.
Second, any comments? Open the public hearing. Seeing no one to speak, close the public hearing. Vote please.
Commissioner Sheridan,
Aye.
Commissioner Cosgrove,
Yes.
Chairman O'Neill,
Yes.
Commissioner Horsley,
Yes.
Commissioner Slocum.
Okay, that motion passes 5-0. Congratulations, Mr. O'Neill, no relation. Okay, next is item number 10, announcement of the Independent Special District Selection Committee results.
Yes, thank you. We conducted a electronic mail ballot for the Independent Special District Selection Committee, which consists of the presidents of the 21 independent special districts in the county. And we received 12 ballots back, 9 of which were for Joshua Cosgrove and 3 for Fran Den of West Bay Sanitary District. So Joshua is deemed reelected for another 4 years.
Congratulations.
Outstanding.
Yes.
Thank you very
You-
much.
want
Thank you
give-
to my special district colleagues. I appreciate that.
Is that your whole speech?
No, I was looking forward to balloons and confetti coming from the top, but I don't see it there, so oh well.
That blocks the
Maybe next time.
Yeah. So there's no motion needed or inaction on our part, correct? Okay. Next is the number 11, Commissioner Staff Reports. Okay, nothing. Okay, nothing from staff, nothing from commission. I guess there's a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Okay. Vote unanimous. Yes. That motion passes to adjourn. Meeting closed.
We have to have a public hearing on that.